Yeah.
Yeah. We do see QB, who I believe will be our
Blades of
player
Fire player?
for. Yep, Blades of Fire. We've seen him before.
Mm-hmm. Naruto! You're not gonna go in.
Alright, just screenshotting. Huh.
It's like Loveless may or may not be our player for Uncle Gaming. I think I caught Loveless this Sunday actually when Azilis was not having migraines, so she casted Out Eye in. Yeah, she casted Out Eye as she normally does. But nope, Yankia is actually. Nope, never mind, maybe not. I'm basing a lot of things on interpretation right here. We don't currently
important to note.
Yep.
Loveless is a Terran player, and Uncle Gaming is an all-Thai
team.
team. Yeah,
That was
team
the
from
second
Thailand.
all-Thai team, the other one being Team Incredible Chai.
The T team.
The T team. T for Thai. No wait, T for Thai, Terran, and T.
And we do see. Oh, it looks like Snow White will be entering the Zerg player.
Snow White. That's all caps, man. You gotta be a little more aggressive. Potentially not.
Yeah. So still a little bit up in the air.
So, if you would like to be the one who brings Uncle Gaming to victory in the first map, I think it's too late to apply, but maybe for next week. Yeah? I want to know the story behind Uncle Gaming. What is the story? Are they all like older gentlemen?
I want to believe that. I
Uncles,
want to
yeah.
believe that they're all.
I choose to believe that.
That they're not necessarily older gentlemen. They're all just uncles. You just
Yeah,
have
just
to have a
uncles, yeah.
nephew.
You gotta pressure your siblings, so like, yo. I want,
I want to be an uncle. I want to join
Mom
Uncle.
and Dad said you gotta secure the bloodline, man. I want you to secure the bloodline, man. Just so I can join this team. I swear to God, I'll make it happen myself if I have to.
What?
What?
Anyway,
Moving on.
moving on. It looks like it will be Snow White. He's
Right.
just seems to be AFK at the moment. Here we
Ooh,
go.
Grandmaster player.
Yeah.
With the Cyril portrait. That's how you know that they're serious.
Yeah, this is one of the things where it's like, when you think of Thailand, you think of Strike, right?
Yep.
But like,
We haven't
that's
seen Strike so far. He's not even in the league, is he? As we
I'm
mentioned.
pretty sure he's playing for Hong Kong.
Yeah, he's probably for Hong Kong All-Stars. Look, man.
Look, I
needs
mean-
all the support it can get.
Look, they've got all the money, and they just get all the best players from each country. They get
they're like the
Micah, they get
Manchester
Strike.
City. They're like the Manchester
God.
City of StarCraft 2. Look, man, Hong Kong needs all the support you can give him at this point, really.
Yeah. But what I was gonna say was, I'll say it after the intro. That's where we are loading in. Just getting ready.
Yeah?
Opening up your diaphragm.
Yep. That was actually a technique. And speaking of techniques, here we have it in the first map of our second series of the evening. I say evening, it is almost midnight. Or no, 11 p.m. here, and almost midnight for Vietnam, and almost 1 a.m. for Australia.
It's already 1 a.m.
But only almost 3 p.m. for EU, or 2 p.m. if you're British. Actually, I'm not sure if they have daylight savings on or off yet, so you know, if Dante is still around, you can let me know. In the top left-hand corner map, spawning in the top left-hand corner of the map, we have our blue Protoss player. So far, I think we've casted him every week, but we've definitely casted Blades of Fire every week, and QB made himself available. Not sure if he actually casted him every week, but regardless, it is a name we're familiar with. It is somebody that we know. It is playing for Blades of Aiur, QB. Yes, Casting Tool is reminding me that he is also known by Stewie2000 or Stewie ZK. I forgot I gave him an alias, and now have no idea how to not have an alias. And speaking of which, in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, we have the Red Zerg, making his first appearance for us, and making the debut for his team, Uncle Gaming, for us, the English casters at least. Unfortunately, we weren't able to catch them because their matches clashed with SEO, but now we do get to see them. The Thai team that we have been fully anticipating, or really hyped to see what they're capable of. We have the Red Zerg, but while he might have picked red, he is actually Snow White! Alright, you were going into something earlier on? Speaking of going into something, Snow White is definitely going into something up over here.
Oh my, what is happening?
He's learned from the best, man, and by the best I mean Mio Micah.
And I think this is still unscattered. In saying that, he does immediately see this with his adept. And
that is a lucky rally, I want to say.
Yeah. Like he had no idea, but he does spot it with his adept and immediately shuts this proxy down.
And while doing that, he's getting his own Stargate, which Snow White hasn't scouted yet.
But what I was gonna go into, before the intro and these proxy shenanigans, it's a bit rough because he did throw down that Roach Warren, so he was committing for this all in, and now potentially this adept can get a bunch of kills. He does get one.
Yep. Before shading in and getting a second.
2. Yeah.
Potentially a third. That probe came in and started softening up some of these drones for him. Does manage to get 3 in the end in total. Not too bad.
Yeah. Pretty good trade. But what I was going to say was, when you think of Thai StarCraft players, you think of Strike, but the issue being that that's kind of all you think of. Like,
absolutely.
Other than the players competing here, like you don't really think of, or you don't really know any other Thai players, really. None of them really stand out.
And even then, unless you're from the sort of C region, I don't think you've even heard of Strike.
Exactly. Yeah. Which is a little bit unfortunate, but it's something.
Maybe if you're KJ Freedom, then you know Strike, but
maybe. But again, like it's one of the things where we're able to showcase a couple of other players. Like again, seeing that Grandmaster portrait was kind of surprising to me. It's like, oh, there are other Grandmaster Thai players. Like we see Snow White. There's probably more, and we're gonna see them in this team league. And that's kind of exciting to see, because we look at this team league, we see 2 full rosters of Thai teams, right?
Yep.
Like, and these are just these 2 Thai teams. Like there's probably more, right? I imagine, or at least more players, and that's like I'm excited. Like, it's just cool to see.
It's just like Kuro will always point out. It's like how the Singaporean players will say, "Yeah, nobody plays StarCraft in Singapore, man," and then
Exactly, and then we have like 10. We have like 10 of them, like in our Discord. It's like, what's going on? Like, what are you doing? Talk to each other. God damn it.
In saying that, I still have not spoken to them about giving her keycap.
God damn it, Yaku. God fucking damn it.
Alright, speaking more about in the game, Void Rays are definitely not what I anticipated from our Protoss player from Vietnam.
Yeah, and it looks like he's gonna get this third. Like
Yep,
we do
we'll
see a couple of queens come out, but I don't think he has enough to push away both of these voids. Maybe.
I want to ask you: do hatcheries have armor tag?
Hey,
Do overlords?
Because I got no idea.
Because it's such an easy mistake to make. You see it happen all the times even at the top levels, but like using that prismic alignment when you really are shooting yourself in the foot, considering how much less speed you'll have.
Exactly. Yeah. It is one of those things where it's kind of easy to overlook. You know, you think, hey, I have Void Rays, I'm going to activate their ability and deal more damage, right? And he does snipe that third.
All right, so maybe the prismic alignment was worth it in the end.
Yeah, I think it was a little bit of Snow White's mistake because he did see the Void Rays there, but he still moved his queens away, so they weren't in position to defend.
He moved his Spore Crawler down, and I think that was what he was counting on. He was counting on the Spore Crawler being able to scare the Void Rays away, but QB just gonna pounce straight on top of the hatchery. He knows that these shields can be regenerated.
And again, like Snow White's kind of in a tough position. You know, he had this original plan, this proxy go down, and it was immediately scouted and denied. You know, his follow-up third base was denied as well. It wasn't denied; it was actually killed.
But he is using the best. Oh, it doesn't get scouted. He is using the best build that Zerk can possibly use. That is Du Base Muta.
And it does get scouted. It didn't get tagged, but because of the vision of the workers,
there we go.
Yeah, he does see that spire. So again, if QB is paying attention, like this shouldn't catch him off guard. He should be prepared for this.
QB did start his transition into Colossus, but he hasn't fully gone in on that. He still has that Stargate up. He won't have a big amount of Phoenixes, which is still quite worrisome, but
he's gonna have like one
in this game quite easily.
Yeah. So we do see these mutas come in.
Cannons already out.
Yeah. There are a couple of Void Rays as well, which not ideal, but able to dish out a bit of damage.
Yep, beautiful kiting with the Phoenix. These Void Rays starting to go down, but they were able to take out one Void Ray while they were at it. These Phoenixes are just going to chase down these Mutalisks and kite them to their heart's content. You can see that, Snow White is miscalculating a little bit. He wants to take a little bit of risk. He's like, yeah, I could be able to get damage done there and then fly off, but doesn't quite work out in the end.
Yeah.
Lost a lot more than he gained.
Yeah, he lost quite a lot of mutas for a Void Ray and a handful of workers. Yeah.
And the Overseer.
But that should be it. I doubt we're gonna see many, if any, more mutas come out by Snow White. It was just, this tactic to pull QB back and maybe deal some economic damage, but ultimately it didn't really do much.
Yep, he's getting the better anti-air or the air units that deal better versus Phoenixes. Corruptors.
And more importantly, Colossus.
And Ravagers deal very well versus Phoenixes.
Yeah, like these Corruptors are key to stopping these Colossus.
Yep,
otherwise they would go uncontested.
He might need a miracle going on right now. Next should be the rookie match, right?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Yes, no, rookie match.
Oh.
Yes, no. Oh, no rookie match today. Okay,
apparently.
See,
I was about to respond, but
it's good.
I'm not the admin.
Someone who has the information.
Yeah. Well, this is quite a large Protoss death ball pushing in.
Was able to get a couple of, but GG is called.
Yeah.
All right, our Grandmaster Zerk player not able to get it in the end.
Yeah, I think it was just too much not going his way, That, again, as I was saying, that denied proxy, the killed third, the Spire transition being scouted by the Oracle, so the mutas didn't really get to do much damage either, so there was just more and more wasted, money, being invested. Okay. So we will have a walkover coming out.
on the side of Uncle Gaming. So tied up, sideways, 1-1 in the series as we go into the 2v2 match.
Yes, unfortunately, Blades of Fire do not have a rookie player to field. Again, a rookie player being a gold player or below.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Blades of Fire has had trouble quite a bit so far, haven't they? Or was that another team who was like, yes, we have a gold player, oh, they're not available this week, or yes, we found another gold player, but they just promoted. So,
yeah, I do think that was Blades of Fire actually last week, where they had a player who was currently gold but was previously diamond, so unfortunately, could not compete.
It is a little bit hard getting those sort of gold and under players to play in a competitive format. Even in the OPL with the platinum players, that can also be a little bit difficult to find.
Yeah.
And then even then, they might just one day up and promote. So
we do have the teams being set up though.
Seems like Nong Nong is going to be our Nong Nong and Colossal are going to be our players from Blades of Fire. Colossal being somebody that we are pretty familiar with. I believe he also played in the 2v2 map one of these weeks.
Yep. Believe so. We've seen him before.
And Loveless, I think either we casted him in Aodai or Azilis casted him, and I was just watching the stream. Vanilla Sky, the other player from Uncle Gaming, is going to be somebody that I'm not too familiar with, though. Alright, Terran Protoss versus Zerg Protoss. It's going to be a very interesting sort of dynamic. I have a feeling it'll be like, oh yeah, no, Uncle Gaming's Terran player, they're doing this and this, and it'll be like, yes, but Blades of Fire's Zerg player, and then they're like, oh yeah, by the way, they have Protoss players.
Yeah. Elvis being a Terran. I'm just setting up the Wikipedia.
Right. And while Light does that sort of administrative goodness, here we have it in the bottom right-hand corner of the map of Emerald City. Beautiful team with beautiful map with beautiful players. Here we have it, the Terran player coming down from Team Uncle Gaming, the purple Terran. Gonna be joined today by his comrade in arms, the yellow Protoss player. Yellow, I think, is one of those more popular colors for Protoss. Yeah, I mean, it is a nice little sort of, aesthetic. It mends pretty well with, like, default skins and stuff, and even some of the forge skins as well. But that's also, I'll take that luck, as will I. Anyway, his comrade Vanilla Sky, or Vanilla Ski, not really sure how to pronounce that, or potentially Vanishla Ski. See, that's me trying to combine a bunch of different languages into one. Didn't work out too well. We have the players from Uncle Gaming. And in the top left-hand corner of the map, starting in the top left-hand corner, player who we are fairly familiar with, one of the first players from Blades of Fire. I think actually played in the 2v2 spot quite a bit when we were able to cast. The pink Zerg player, playing for Team Blades of Fire, gonna see what he'll be able to get done, as well as his comrade in arms, somebody who I'm not too familiar with, I think making their debut for us anyway, the blue or teal Protoss. We have Nong Nong. Alright, double gate coming down from Nong Nong, and actually this was, I think, a hatch first off of Colossal, so they're not going to be playing too aggressive, but neither are their opponents.
Yeah. For this map specifically, we haven't really seen much 2v2 aggression coming out of the teams. In saying that, I do feel like because we have joint bases, it is easier to defend against early aggression. So we do see more like standard macro play coming out, which is pretty nice to see. As exciting as like aggressive 2v2 is.
But, down in bottom left.
Oh. Oh. Okay. We do see a proxy coming out.
Yep. Doublegate really showing its firepower. Reaper gets caught right down.
Yeah, meanwhile, while Nong Nong is going for an aggressive proxy, we have Colossal going for a fast third base. So we do see him being greedy while his partner is being more aggressive, trying to keep the opponents at busy.
Perfectly balanced.
Yeah.
So all things should be.
Ooh,
try to move. Yeah. Try to move the SCV away, but wasn't able to get it quite so soon. And the bunker is up, or not up rather. And these adepts are just having a field day with these Marines.
Nothing can come close. He can kill the Marines, he can kill the SCVs. Like, this is a really rough position to be in.
Loveless gonna have to wait for some support from his teammate.
Yeah.
But was able to chase it away in the end. Did they get to see the... He saw one Stargate of Vanilski.
Yeah. And here comes the Oracle coming into the Terran base.
Yep, does already get 2, 3. Can he get 4 before this Phoenix kills the Phoenix? Versus an Oracle, that is just a tickle beam, and this Oracle is having a field day. What is that?
Was that 8?
10 SCVs in total. So that was like 8 or 9 from this single Oracle.
Yeah. The other one being from the Adepts, killing the one at the bunker. But yeah, wow, that was a lot of damage. That's like an excessive amount, and it hasn't ended yet. There is another Oracle that can come in. There is no missile turret. There's nothing here. Yeah,
not even Marines.
No. But there are more Phoenixes now. There's 2.
Yep, that Overlord hiding in the trees.
Wow, yeah. But again, kills a handful of SCVs. Not as many as last time, but
Phoenixes. This should clean out this Oracle harass pretty soon. Not before getting another 2 SCVs. 6. That is way more than I thought. 20 SCVs right now for Loveless, as his opponent and partner have shot up into the 40s.
Yeah, but oh my god, that is a lot of Phoenixes. Like that's insane. With this, he could deal almost equal amount of damage if he decides to go for a mineral line. I don't know if there are spores in place. There should be. They should be aware that all these Phoenixes are out. But he could go for the Protoss player if there are spores, right?
Absolutely could. There is not a lot of anti-air for the
There's
Protoss
nothing
player.
because he was investing so much in the Oracles. Yeah. The Phoenixes do come in, trying to target down a couple of drones.
Does get 4, it seems.
Yeah. But there are quite a number of queens.
Really greedy right now.
Yeah, maybe too greedy. I don't know. This is a little bit going for 4 bases. Bearing in mind that
being gold.
But their opponents are still on 2, right? Like this is crazy.
They haven't been able to muster up an army that can really punish that greed.
Yeah. True. In saying that though, there isn't really much that can stop these Phoenixes. Like there are a couple of Stalkers, but there's no blink yet. They can't really chase down these Phoenixes as well as they would want to. They just keep going from base to base, and the queens especially. There's no creep connecting the bases, so they're just waddling around like trying to help.
Yeah, that's damned if you do, damned if you don't. Because if you spread creep to connect bases, your partner is not gonna have a good day.
Exactly. Yeah. It's one of the issues of 2v2, right? You're sharing bases, so
that's why the most effective team ups are double Terran, double Protoss, or Protoss Terran, or double Zerg.
Yeah. We do see Aspire.
Such
we do see
big what's it called, Phoenix count from Vanilla Sky. To be honest, I have just been following these Phoenixes. I've not been looking at home bases for a while.
There's nothing to stop them. There's roaches, but roaches can't shoot up. There are queens, but are there enough queens to deal with this large Phoenix count? I'm not too sure. They can transfuse, but
yeah,
he just picked up all the queens.
Single-handedly take this, I think, or at least get the edge for his partnership.
Yeah, and these roaches, they aren't doing anything. They can't stop these Phoenixes. We do see though Colossal going for that Spire, and I imagine aiming to go for Corruptors.
Oh, absolutely. Going for Mutalisk versus what's it called? Pulse Crystalled or upgraded range Phoenixes. That is suicide if I have ever seen suicide. Although, what is the range of Corruptors? Do you know?
I believe they are ranged Phoenixes.
Right. Okay. Because Pulsar Phoenixes have, I believe, 6 or 7 range.
Yeah, but like, oh my, how many worker kills are these Phoenixes getting? And like, again, there's nothing to stop this, and more workers keep getting rallied over.
Yeah.
What's his opponent? What's his partner doing? He's just messing up with Marines. Like,
I'm part of this too. Mono battle.
He's like, I can help.
Yeah, I can help.
This isn't just Phoenixes.
I know. I took a lot of damage earlier, but I can still help. All right, going for the drop. Gonna see some multi-prong aggression coming down with this Phoenix plus drop. I do believe. Loveless is trying to support these Phoenixes, but not really accomplishing too much. There isn't a lot of Corruptors.
Like, oh my god. Oh, okay, there's one spore. Like, this is what you want, right? You want more spores because Phoenixes can't lift spores. So you want at least like 3 covering your bases to stop this from happening.
How many kills have these Phoenixes got? 3, 3, 3, 7, 2, 3. Man, oh man, like a couple that have 0 kills, but those were presumably the ones who lifted the units anyway. So
and again, like,
to come down for Colossal though. 22 in production, 93 drones.
Yeah, but that fight was so important for Vanilla Sky though, because like keeping that corruptor count low is so important to continuing to harass like this.
Alright, these Archons might be able to put a stop in Vanilla Sky's harass or air dominance even.
I don't think there's enough corruptors yet. Like, if he wanted to, he could engage this, I feel like.
Maybe, yeah. But for now, Vanilla Sky is just ruling the skies. The skies are vanilla.
Yeah.
And he's going into carriers now, because why not?
Yeah, I was about to say that behind this, he's working on building up this carrier count. You know, they're like so worried with dealing with these Phoenixes, but like in the background, in the shadows, we have this carrier armada being built up.
This is real 2v2 tactics right here, I gotta say.
Yeah.
Alright, he's got a decent count of Corruptors now, but the kiting from Vanilla Sky is very good.
I feel like he needs to throw away some of these roaches. Like, the Colossal is almost maxed out, and he doesn't have the corruptor count he needs. Like, he needs to get rid of some of these roaches.
Wow. Or, bear with me here, what if he gets rid of these Corruptors and gets more roaches?
I feel like he'd lose.
Really? You think
I feel like that's not what you want. I feel like that's not what you want. Because they can't deal with the carriers. Really? These Corruptors are all they have to deal with carriers. Yeah. We do have.
Loveless is finally starting to rebuild a little bit from that early game damage.
We haven't really been
gonna make himself useful pretty soon.
Yeah. Both Nong Nong and Colossal have been expanding like crazy. Like, you can see like the entire left side, the entire upper side of the map. Like, they're just bases all over the place. So
I mean, even though to make up for their low worker count,
exactly. Yeah, but they're they're getting away with it, right? Like they're able to have this like insane economy a little bit more, and potentially they can
just teching up in one foul swoop, getting basically anything he needs. Already getting those infestors working his way into that deadly late game Zerg army.
Yeah. And finally, he's doing something with these roaches. He's pushing out. He's dealing the damage that he can, and as they get shaved off, he's able to replace them with more high-tech units. In this case, infestors. We have 3 on the way, and if he has neural, which he may have, those carriers that are coming out could become the Zerg's carriers.
Yeah, he's almost neural's a little bit a ways off. It should be done. I think we might just see what's this team? Not Strike, Uncle Gaming. Just take make one decisive push, and then that might be how they win the game. In saying that, though, the army supply of Blades of Aiur is much higher right now.
Yeah, that's a lot of carriers.
I think they might just about be ready to push in. A little bit of damage being done to Vanilla Sky's bases by Nong Nong. Maybe even trying to draw the air army of his Protest opponent out a little bit to deal with it with the Archons, but Vanilla Sky is not taking the bait. While that's going on, though, Loveless, he is making himself... He wants to come back into this game with a vengeance. Getting his vengeance on his opponents. I think Vanilla Sky eating a little bit of splash damage, but is able to kite these back quite a bit. Lifts up all of these High Templar, but he's still going to have to duel with these Archons who cannot be lifted. Alright, he's just going straight forward. He doesn't care about Storm or splash damage. He's trying to pounce straight on top of these Archons, but he loses quite a lot of Interceptors to do that. The Infested Terran of Colossal is out, but some of them are able to be sniped while still in egg form. Meanwhile, over here, Loveless's push has not been stopped, only slightly delayed. He's starting to lose all of his army, though. And now Vanilla Sky's
but I don't think it matters.
Off.
Well, like, there's nothing to contest the carriers, really. Like, sure, there are a couple of Corruptors and a couple of Archons, but all the Infestors have gone down. They wasted all their energy throwing down Infested Terran, when really, I feel like they should have tried to neural the carriers.
Maybe a fungal. But a couple of... Yeah, a fungal, and then the Archons bounce right on top of that. I think that would have been pretty good.
Yeah. But again, like, the Terran army wasn't... You know, he killed a couple of bases, but it didn't really pose much of a threat. It does just come down to these carriers. Like, they're, you know, with this Phoenix support, there's nothing really that can be done about them.
This is classic 2v2 play.
Yeah.
This is peak 2v2.
Sky
you know, if you play more 2v2s, man, you know. It's all about Sky Toss. Because plan is, if you can't beat them in like a sort of straight up game, beat them by making their PCs crash. These Corruptors are starting to get some damage done, but all of these Phoenixes do come in and do support the carriers, taking out so much. And now, Vanilla Sky is just wrecking Colossal's main uncontested. Loveless trying to get something done, but Nong Nong has more than enough to defend.
Yeah, I don't know, like,
Vanilla Sky, though. This is a battle of the two Protoss players.
I feel like if they wanted to take on these carriers, they do need to work together, like pull together their Corruptors as well as the Archons. But even then, I don't think they have enough to take this on. I feel like Archons are okay with dealing with the Interceptors, but there needs to be more.
A base trade potentially coming down, because Nong Nong is not pulling back in the slightest. He wants to press his advantage. He knows that the Protoss army is back on the other side of the map, so he wants to take the advantage wherever he can. And he does.
I feel like he also knows that
they might be able to starve out their opponents. Uncle Gaming might be able to.
I do feel like Nong Nong, he acknowledges that he can't compete with the Sky army, and he was going for the bases instead, but we do see him coming back and potentially work together with his partner to take out this army, and maybe sandwich it.
They're gonna have to have some pretty genius positioning in order to do this. These Archons are preventing the carriers from pulling back, but there really isn't too much to punish the carriers at their current position. All of the infrastructure from Colossus is having to be rebuilt. And that's nice when there's a scan to help out your non-Terran partner. Yep. Now that Colossal's army is gone and his infrastructure is gone. I feel like moving on to Nong Nong.
I feel like Colossal and Nong Nong are kind of wasting their time right now. Not gonna lie, like they've both been like posturing, trying to get a good angle against these carriers when they could have been both attacking across the map. You know, because the carriers have just been free to wander around these main bases, kill everything. Like I don't know. I feel like they could have spent their
Walking
time.
into his own storm, almost lost a single High Templar. This is a pretty good position for Nong Nong to punish. However, most of those units are going to be able to get away with that recall.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Carnage is being held everywhere. Nong Nong and mostly Nong Nong actually just trying to take out bases wherever he can. This army of Loveless is a little bit too worried to deal with these chargelets, but that recall is coming in to save the day.
Yeah, like again, we do see Nong Nong with quite a large number of bases, and he's mining fairly well, but Colossal, he's struggling. He lost his main base, he lost all his infrastructure, his production buildings. He doesn't really have much left. He's trying to work on getting a Spire again so we can start making another army, but as it stands, he doesn't have anything. He just has drones. And
Look,
so
man,
Nong Nong
sometimes
will
all
have
you need
to
are
try and buy
drones.
time. Yeah.
Going so hard, Huck's trying to outmine me. Alright, that gold base, once claimed by Vanilla Sky, now being reclaimed by Loveless. But will it matter for too much longer is the question. Nong Nong dumping some zealots into the main of Loveless. This is a lot of the Terran infrastructure, but Terran just doesn't really care too much. He's going straight for the kill. Might be able to take out Nong Nong, and Vanilla Sky moves his own army back. We're seeing a bit of a shift from the early game where Loveless was the defender and Vanilla Sky was the aggressor. Now the tables have been turned. Loveless showing his appreciation to his teammate who kept him alive that entire game.
Yeah, and I feel like we're gonna see an end to this game soon. You know, both Nong Nong and Colossal,
They
they
hit
just
critical mass.
yeah. I mean, Loveless and Vanilla Sky, they're almost maxed out, you know, and Nong Nong and Colossal, they can't even reach 100 supply. Like it's been a long, hard-fought game, but it feels like it's about to boil over.
Yep. And I think with the killing of this hatchery,
It's quite a number of spores.
That is a lot of spores, not gonna lie, but that is a lot of interceptors and that is a lot of ground army as well. I think with the death of this base, we should be in for it. The gold base is still up, or rather starting to get up from Zerg. Well, Nong Nong trying to muster as many sort of
yeah, I feel like this is it. This is the fight.
Yep,
the fight to decide it all.
Anti-air as he can. Not getting a good angle that he wanted to on Vanilla Sky. However, what's their team? Blades of Aiur? Blades of Aiur are gonna hang in for as long as they possibly can. More so on than anything else. Does EMP get all of the High Templar?
Oh my
like,
God.
EMPs are amazing, let me tell you. But all of these Archons have been unscathed. And these High Templar are turned straight into Archons. Ooh,
Nukes as well.
Nukes are going in. Does get the fungal on one of the ghosts to break the cloak, but doesn't have anything to come in and will punish that.
He's just styling on them now.
They really are.
They are
Gaming,
long
man.
distance fighting, but
Yeah, this game is done. They're just playing, to quote Crank. But the longer this goes on, the more mistakes that Blades of Aiur could potentially make. But in the end, not worth it. They decide GG's called. Uncle Gaming is going to take that match. Gonna go into our third game or fourth map with a 2-1 lead.
yeah, GG. Pretty dominant, I would say. You know, the Terran player was, you know, taking a lot of damage or receiving a lot of damage with those oracles and with those adepts, but you know, at the end of the day, like the sky toss was impeded. Like the Protoss player's economy wasn't really hurt, so he could freely, you know, go into Phoenixes and deal a lot of damage and keep their opponents busy, and just take it home.
Once you hit that critical mass, man, this is, remember how we were saying some of these players play like a 1v1 and some of these players play like a 2v2? Well, you cannot get more into the team game mentality than with Sky Toss. Skytoss and Bioterran. In conjunction with Bioterran.
Yeah.
That's how it is done. And as noted earlier, the Ace match is the only match where you can reuse a player, so we won't be seeing anybody from the 2v2 onto our next map, Winter's Gate, what could potentially be the last one. Seems like Comcrow X, Russell Crowe.
Comcrox will be coming out for Uncle Gaming.
Comcrox, alright. Terran player. Alright. So much tea and we're not even casting Incredible Chai.
I've already said that joke today, but sure, yeah.
That's because it's still fitting. That's because it's still relevant.
And
VK does not seem to have a player ready just yet.
Blades of Aiur, I mean?
Yep, Blades of Aiur, look.
Look, it was confusing, right? There were Blades of Aiur players coming out for in the last series as well, like for Ocho, like yeah. It's fine, it's fine.
'Tis more fine than cherry wine. I was like, did I not update the thing? But then I realized I had Twitch open instead of OBS.
Ah.
Now, Winter's Gate, I'm warming up a little bit to Winter's Gate. You cannot get me to unveto this map. I don't think, if I can help it, you cannot get me to unveto it, but we have seen some very exciting plays at the high level on this map. Now, I gotta say, I feel like it's less because of the map itself, and more so just because, I don't know, something else, some sort of external. I think it's more like chance, right? Where it just so happened that some of the more exciting matches have been played on Winter's Gate. Might have to do with the fact that less matches are played on Winter's Gate than they are for other maps. But yeah, definitely in Super Tournament itself, we got to see that TY versus Dark game that was mucho grande in the Grand Platypus Open. I know Aiur does like to have Winter's Gate as his first pick, and especially when he goes against Demi, man, that is muy caliente.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
today
especially
itself,
with those.
Yeah, today itself we had Suzerk go up against Oxhoss in a fairly exciting game, so I'm warming up to Winter's Gate.
I mean, you know, the slow fields do open up like a lot of potential for like positioning play, especially like with Zerg, when Zerg is involved. There can be a lot done with that. Maybe not as much with Protoss. I guess it depends. It depends what kind of army compositions we go for. But I do feel like we do commonly see like good games when Zerg players are involved in these kind of matches, because of like how Lings and Banes like
the dynamic between the Protoss army and the Terran, the Zerg army and the Terran army, I think.
Yeah, and how melee oriented it is, and how that more affects how that's affected by the slow fields.
Yep.
As a Zerg player, I dislike this map, but yeah.
I mean, as a whatchamacallit, it is one of those like sort of things that gets thrown around that never really officially gets confirmed, but is something that kind of has evidence, but it's also kind of contested, that when it came to StarCraft 2, maybe arguably even Brood War, Blizzard had TVZ in mind, and everything else was sort of an afterthought.
I mean, potentially, I don't know. I don't really speak for or know Blizzard's mindset when it comes to balance and game
I don't
design.
think anybody knows Blizzard's mindset anymore, man.
But yeah. I mean, it is commonly stated that like Protoss does have the most issues when it comes to balancing or designing. But yeah, we will potentially see another Zerg player coming out. We still don't know the player for Blades of
I
Aiur.
would be excited for more TVZ, man. That's our that's our well, other than PvP, which we are experts in. I think TVZ is one of our one of the things that we just like to see in cast. One of the things we have a bit more to say.
For sure. Yeah, looking at the standings, kind of similarly to Team VK and Ocho, Blades of Aiur and Uncle Gaming are also kind of they aren't equal in score, but they are next to each other in the standings,
right?
5th and 6th place. So this does matter when it comes to, they are like just under the playoffs. So whoever wins
so this is gonna be this match could potentially lock themselves for the playoffs and lock their opposing team out of the playoffs.
Yeah. Especially going into these later rounds, it's like matches like this are really important. Like, you could argue that the first couple of rounds, it doesn't matter too much. Like, if you're not in form, like, you do kind of have some time to really work your way up to it. But now, like, we're at the stage where like every single round counts. When it comes to moving your way up the standings, and making into that playoff stage. Yeah.
Really does.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean,
we do have confirmation on who will play next. But...
Hey, our wishes have been granted. It's gonna be another TVZ on the TVZ map.
Yep, the Zerg player Doko.
DuckDuckGo. Search engine? Doko? No, but we're not playing on a Repug.
They.
Rip. Haunted coming in. I think we're what's it called? I think it just caught up to the whole discussion of TVC. Yeah, I don't think there's any scientific basis behind evidence, if I'm being honest. So, Daunted, you might be up to something, man. Where's the evidence for evidence? Show me that. Show me proof of evidence. Yeah.
Alright. We are loading into game number 4.
What could potentially be the final... Oh, I should not have switched these scenes just yet. What could potentially be...
Hey, we don't want our account to get banned, alright? Like...
Okay, here's hoping that Cormcox went for the thingy, actually, the his just profile rather than the other one.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say, be careful when you zoom into Cormcox, right?
Oh dear, I actually. Right, in the top left-hand corner of the map, running in the top left-hand corner of the map, we have the purple Zerg representing Blades of Aiur. He needs to win this game in order for his team to be able to have a shot back and potentially lock themselves into the playoffs, or potentially lock their opponent out of the playoffs. We have the purple Zerg representing Blades of Aiur, and gonna just do it again. We have DuckDuckGo. And in the, fuck's sake, bottom right-hand corner of the map, spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, we have the blue Terran representing T-Clan 5000cc, but I really wish he had it set to something else. He is playing for Team Uncle Gaming. That's the most fitting thing, too, for a team called Uncle Gaming. It's like the it's like the sort of sleazier uncle. We have Comcorks. You know, I actually have seen that clan around in ladder a couple of times.
Really?
Yeah, I think they're a Southeast Asian clan.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do think that Comquarks is probably the milk of the team.
Right,
You know, like everyone
Yes,
has one.
Everyone has a milk. Who's this Claire? And who's this Light? And who's this Yaku?
I feel like we need to follow their team a little bit more to figure that out.
Yeah. Every team's gotta have a milkman.
Oh boy. Yeah. God damn it. I do appreciate your camera work though. That was quite well done. Yeah. It's good. You did what you could. It's good. Okay, so we do see pretty standard openings. You know, we don't see a proxy coming out or anything like that, which is pretty nice to see. You know, this could lead into, you know, another epic macro to the TVZ. We'll see how this pans out.
I'm hoping we get something that similar to the last time we were on this map and had a TVZ. So far, it seems like, based on openings, we will. Both players are executing their openings about as well as they can, and it's also more macro-oriented openings. Well, DuckGo does seem to be a little bit low on drones. But it doesn't seem like he'll be moving out anytime soon. Okay, maybe. Who pinged?
Yeah. I do not know. Maybe one of the Vietnamese casters. Cornpox did manage to get a drone kill with his Reaper though, so that is already an advantage getting early on.
Ducko is gonna go in, see whatever he can. Oh, going heavy on links. Never mind what I said earlier.
Oh,
I thought it was gonna be defensive. I thought it was more defensive sort of pool timing, but nah, man.
Yeah, honestly, I really do like this Link Flood style against 1-1-1. But you have to wait. You have to wait for the Hellions to move out of the map, because as they are now defensively, they can push away.
As you've demonstrated to me multiple times.
Yes, I have. I have. You know, because there is no wall, so you could sneak in a large group of Lings, but
so going straight for a plank. The Hellions were actually trying to chase the Lings, but they were in the exact wrong position. Couple of SCVs go down immediately. That is not an ideal position for Zerglings though, and is able to shave off a decent number without taking too much economic damage.
I kind of question Ducko like evacuating his Lings. I feel like he probably could have tried to surround and shave off some of these Hellions, mainly because it's so important that he does that. That there's an armory going down. It just finished, so this will be a Hellbat push.
All right, I think pretty soon we're going to see the exact opposite of what we saw in our previous series. It might still be one hell of a scrappy fight, but it'll depend a lot. Comcorks does move his Hellions back, which I would say is the right move. He's caught a lot of these Lings cornered, a lot of them are falling through, and so many of them melt to these Hellions.
Yeah, but he does manage to catch a couple of Hellions, and he's he's fighting back.
Is really good for Cormcox right now. All of the Lings that DuckGo made to end this game quickly completely evaporated, and 68 Lings went down. Like
I'm not gonna lie,
4 times the minerals losses.
Not gonna lie, Ducko, I feel like he moved commanded too much. Oof. There was so much, like, I don't want to call it indecisiveness. Just so often he tried to pull his Lings away, but because of the way Hellion attacks work, like damage was still being done to them. I feel like he should have committed more.
Yeah, you want to move
to that
command
attack
a little bit, and then when you get a bit of a lead with a group of them, it's either A move or stop command.
Yeah. So we do have these Hellions
around.
For sure.
And he is up. Yep, the armory is up, but that was not an ideal place to morph Hellbat, so just trying to get whatever damage he can get out now, and then just switch into what he's gonna go for. And I think for the first time in the Vietnam Team League, we're seeing a mech player. Yeah, we're seeing mech, which is, a first when it comes to our and I've got to say,
we
specifically are seeing mech.
Yeah.
There may have been other players who've gone for mech. This is gonna get scouted out. Where is Quirky? Because that is a busty amount of Banes.
Oof. Yep, they bust through into the natural, and potentially they can get into the main, into the mineral line, but there is a tank shelling away.
Fire, yeah. So all of these Banelings aren't gonna get the economic damage that they need. Yeah. But GG is called.
GG.
And just like that, Uncle, I gotta say, I wasn't able to get the joke in that I wanted to. I was gonna say, Ducko was like, hey man, I heard you like busts. But just like that, Uncle Gaming is gonna go up 3-1 in the series. And were they the team that had a lead, or?
Uncle Gaming they were the team that had the lead. So they fin and show, you know, they're serving off a play.
What? Cut out.
Did I cut out?
Yeah, you cut out.
They were the.
You cut out again. I feel like there's some censorship going on. Like you're trying to say something that, and then it's just cutting you out. Man, we casted the longest series, and then we went into what was probably the shortest.
Yeah, for sure.
Perfectly balanced, as all things should be.
As all things should be. I was just saying that Uncle Gaming, they were the team that was already ahead in standings.
So that should lock them into the playoffs? Potentially?
Yeah, so they more secure their playoff spot, but it isn't confirmed yet. Alright, we still do have a couple more rounds to go. And yeah, like that was cool. That was a pretty fast series. And again, like
we're all the better for it. Or not. No, we're not. What's it called? We're all look, I don't know words.
But yeah, well played Uncle Gaming and Blades of Fire, as well as Team VK and Ocho. Like we saw some pretty impressive games come out of these players.
If you if you have to watch a game, or if you could only watch one game today and you weren't able to catch it from the start, go back and watch Darkzerg versus Oxhaus. In fact, go back and watch all of VK versus Ocho. All pretty delightful. Each game had something to be excited over, but definitely that Winter's Gate game, man.
For sure.
For sure?
Yeah.
Alright, let's...
Yeah, for sure.
I suppose I should end this out quickly before your internet just completely drop kicks itself. So, where can we all find you, Light?
Light VIP.
Alright, well, I hope that you're able to interpret that, just in case you weren't. Light_VIP on Twitter?
Yes.
And Light VIP on Twitch? _VIP on Twitch? Hashtag... What? Yeah?
Yeah.
Yep. Hashtag consistency. You can find me mostly on our Discord server, our CranKy Ducklings Discord server, !! Discord in chat if you would like an invite. Other than that, I am on twitter.com at Yakuzaku. I don't really use Twitter a lot, so you probably want to be following at SteelMold or Steel_mold on Twitter. See what I'm up to. Twitch.tv/Yakuzaku1. I want to stream something before the end of the month, but it might not come to pass. I've just been busy, man. I've been busy. But if nothing else, go follow Control on Twitter at SE2Control. That's right?
Yeah.
At FC2 Control,
Sure.
#1 hype man Korea. That's for you, Dante. Your sort of regional equivalent. I need the #1 hype man EU to meet the #1 hype man Korea, and just conquer the world together. And if nothing else, Kuro told me to sort of mute everything for like 30 seconds before I shut the stream off. So yeah, that will probably be it. Thank you all for watching. Fairly exciting series today.